Hi guys, Poundland today. Spotted these Halloween plastic drinking straws and I thought I'm going to make a copy of my most popular video on my main channel, which happens to be a rubber band powered car made from 2 drinking straws, 4 toothpicks and 4 bottle tops. Now these are bigger straws than they were in the video that I did, so rather than toothpicks I'll use barbecue skewers or bamboo skewers. Still got the bottle tops. When you use bottle tops like these for wheels, they're much too small and they spin, so in the video I added plasticine or modelling clay to give them weight. So I'm going to do that again. In fact, what I think I'll do is I'll use 2 tops for 1 wheel, fill it up inside with the plasticine, so that'll give us a heavy wheel. So the idea is we mark the straws up, so you only need 2 of them. So 2 straws, we mark it up so we have holes for the axles, then holes for some cross pieces to actually hold the straws apart, holes for cross pieces and holes for axles. The holes for the cross pieces need to be a nice tight fit, and the holes for the axles need to be a loose fit, because you want the axles to spin but you don't want the cross pieces to spin. I don't know if, well, we probably can get these off. Oh, they slide off. Oh, that's easy enough. But I might leave them on just so we've got a Halloween connection. So we need to make some marks so we know where we're going to make the holes. Well, this is my new pen, metallic marker, so it should make a mark on there. Oh yeah, it's there. Yeah. Actually, probably a good idea to make that mark go all the way around, isn't it? We need another mark at a different position. The inner hole at one end needs to be a tight hole for a cross member, and the outer hole needs to be the loose one. At the other end, it's the inner hole that needs to be the loose one, and the outer hole that needs to be tight. You'll see why when I put it all together. The easiest thing is probably to push a hole through with a pointy stick for the tight one, and the loose one, use something like a soldering iron to melt a hole through, because that will be bigger. Or I could use my favourite nail on a stick, but that might melt the whole thing. Just to make sure I get the positions right, I'm just going to start the holes with this pin. Well, that worked all right. So I'll do the next one on camera. I would suggest having the extractor fan on, but I'll leave it off for now, just so it's not quite so noisy. So, outer hole there, inner hole there. That's because that one, we need the rubber band to go from the cross member to the axle, and we don't want the cross member, that cross member, in the way. You'll see when it's put together. So those holes are a nice loose fit for the barbecue skewers. What we need to do now is these holes. I'll just push it all the way through. So that's the idea, that's a tight fit. Wheels. We need to make these up. These particular bottle tops have got a nice little dimple on the inside so you can tell where the middle is. Right. Now I might make another modification to keep the wheels away from these bits. I'm going to put some normal drinking straw just to keep the wheels apart. I think in the original one I spaced these so there was enough space so the wheels wouldn't actually touch them. I haven't used the same dimensions this time. I haven't got that terribly accurate this time. There's a bit of a twist to it. Right, need some clay. I have to work this a little bit to soften it, and then I'll fill the inside of the wheels with it. That's 2 bottle tops filled with modelling clay, or whatever you want to call it. Gonna have to remelt that hole a little bit. It isn't through straight enough. It's coming up at an angle. How about the other one? Oh, that one's okay. That one's okay. And that one's okay. So it's just that one that I've got terribly wrong. Right, that'll keep the wheels away from the cross members. Okay, do the same for the front. So that's front and back done. So next question is, how many rubber bands? They're not much good. They don't last long, these ones that I'm using from Poundland. I don't think they're designed to be used as rubber bands on rubber band powered cars. Strangely enough. About 2. Yeah, that should do. So, around the back axle, so it goes underneath itself, or on top of itself, depending on which way round you're looking at it. That holds it in place. I'm actually stretching it so I can get more turns around the axle. So, now we'll find out if we've got any grip with these tiny wheels. We've got no grip at all. I'll put some more weight on the back first. Not good. Let's try less power. Okay, so we got much less power. And it worked. So reducing the power helped. I've put the weight on the outside of the axles, so it's straight on the axle to give us extra weight. But we've now got a bit of a problem. We've got a left turn. I might have to remelt the holes to turn the axle the other way. I'm stretching the rubber band to get extra turns on it. But we're still getting wheel spin. point it well to the right so at least we get some sort of a run out of it. Yeah, so we're nearly there, but I'm going to have to adjust that steering now. Right. That works. Summary time. What have we got? We've got some Poundland Halloween drinking straws, which are quite thick. We've got bamboo skewers or barbecue skewers for the axles and the cross pieces. We've got milk bottle tops for the wheels, which we've doubled up and filled with plasticine or modelling clay. They still weren't heavy enough to stop the wheels spinning, so I added even more plasticine on the outside of the wheels, and they were still spinning, so we've reduced the strength of the rubber band by cutting it into a single strand instead of a loop, and that's given us less power, but that's good enough to get it going, and we're getting 8 meters, which is an improvement on my original car, which did 5. So pleased with that, but I did have to spend quite a bit of time trimming it and adjusting it. I had to remelt the holes for the axles so that they moved forwards a little bit on one side because it was shooting off to the left. I did the same at the front. I melted them so they went back a little bit. I also attached the rubber band right over on the right hand side so it tended to twist the chassis to make it run straight. So it took quite a lot of effort just to get it to run the length of my kitchen in a reasonably straight line. But we got there in the end.